Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV's Transfer Daily. It is us, I can assure you, even though you can't see the titles today. Yet again, Google having some problems, so we haven't got our titles and comments against today. But we are here to give you the transfer rumours and a lot of massive transfer rumours going around today. The one that's buzzing around, it was around yesterday, it's back again today, quite hard, is Arbeloa coming to Arsenal from Real Madrid. Now, Arbeloa used to play for Liverpool. He went on to play for Real Madrid. He's been quite a regular player for them over the years. But in recent times, he's not really figured much. And to me, I don't know. I just can't see this one happening. He's 31 years of age. He can play as his primary position is right back, where we've already filled that now. And there are, rumours going around today that he could be the player to come in to replace Thomas Vermaelen if Vermaelen leaves. I very much doubt that. He's not a centre half. I don't really rate him much as a right back, and I'd be really, really, really surprised if this was a deal that Arsenal are looking at doing. I think this probably more a bit of, Real Madrid linked newspapers over there in Spain trying to find a place for him or trying to gather up a bit of interest for him because they obviously want to move him on. It's not the type of player that Arsenal need right now. And to me, he's past his best. Listen, he's played for Spain in the World Cup. He's played for Spain in the Euros. He's done a lot of good things, but to me, not a very good player. And I hope that these rumours linking him to Arsenal are not true. And I don't think they're true. I don't think he's the sort of player that Arsene Wenger's going to go after. It's been very interesting listening to Arsene Wenger. He was in his press conference yesterday, discounted a lot of rumours. So the big rumour that's been going around this week has been that rumour about Juan Fernando Quintero. Remember his agent, first of all, came out and said that he was on his way to London to sign a new deal with Arsenal. Then the agent backtracked. Then the his club, Porto, said there was no deal in place. Well, Arsene Wenger quite categorically came out yesterday and said there is no deal and we're not signing Quintero. And he said it's just a rumour. Interestingly, he also made a comparison to that rumour and the rumour of Balotelli, saying that, listen, people were saying we were signing Balotelli when we were never in for Balotelli. So again, that discounts the Balotelli thing. So no Quintero, no Balotelli. He confirmed that Thomas Vermaelen may leave. And I've been saying it all along, with 1 year left on his contract, with clubs out there like Manchester United willing to pay a lot of money for him, I think that Vermaelen will move on. It'd be a bit of a shame because he has been a good servant to the club. He hasn't been at his greatest over the past couple of seasons, but he has been a good servant to the club. And as Arsene Wenger said yesterday in the press conference, if he stays, he'd be an important player, in the squad. But obviously, he doesn't want to be a squad player. He wants to be a main man. So we're going to need to bring in a centre back, and it's not Arbeloa. I mean, we're going to need to bring in a proper centre back replacement to replace Vermaelen, and that may not be easy because we're looking around at some of the sort of potential targets out there, and there's nobody magnificent that sort of springs to mind. But we will need to replace Thomas Vermaelen if and when he moves on. Other interesting thing that Arsene Wenger said yesterday, which makes me think that he's not going to sign a striker, is number one, Joel Campbell has a future at Arsenal. He wants to see what he's made of. We've heard that Galatasaray were in for Joel Campbell, and they've said as well, Galatasaray, that they were told by Arsenal that he's not for sale, he's not for going out on loan, he's here this season to prove himself. So if you look at it, Arsenal probably looking at it that they're not going to go after a striker. Wenger was saying yesterday that, talking about Alexis Sanchez when he played in Italy for Udinese, how he played as a striker, and how when he went over to Barcelona he had to switch over to the wings because you've got players like Messi in there. So looks like Even though Wenger also spoke about his versatility of him being able to play on the right or the left, but it looks like Wenger primarily is looking at playing him, playing Alexis Sanchez maybe as a striker. So you look at the options there. They've got Giroud, they've got Alexis Sanchez who can play striker. Don't forget Podolski's still there. Yaya Sanogo, Theo Walcott can play as a striker. So Wenger's probably looking on it and thinking, we've got a lot of striking options. Maybe I don't need a striker. So I think the two positions that are left that Arsenal are going to need to fill is the defender, centre-back, and a holding midfielder, with a position that we all know needs to be filled. And it was really, really interesting yesterday that one of the players that he didn't discount when asked about was Sami Khedira. He just sort of skirted away from the question in typical Arsene Wenger style. And I'm just thinking, is Sami Khedira like the final, apart from the centre-back, well, centre-half, which is obvious, is Sami Khedira going to be that final sort of piece, the final jewel in the crown for Arsenal? They've done great business so far this summer. They've gone out, they've bought targets in, they've got them in early. Is Sami Khedira that final piece? They haven't discounted him. Real Madrid, you know Real Madrid want to sell him because he's only got 1 year left. He's back, I think, next week. A lot of the German players are back off of their holidays next week. Khedira, could he be the final piece? If we get Khedira in, what a great team Arsenal will have going into the new season with the signings of Debuchy, Sanchez, Chambers, you know, Ospina. We're starting to look like a very, very strong team. So is Khedira that final piece? I mean, we're also reading today that Carvalho, that as well is still an option. That's still on. Sporting Lisbon willing to sell. They want a lot of money, but to me, Wenger would more want to bring in Khedira. He's more all-round a better player. You've heard Wenger talking about there's no real defensive midfielder no more. You have to be an all-round player. And all these things, to me, indicate to me the fact that Arsene Wenger wants to bring in Khedira. So is he the final piece? To me, I think Khedira is the final piece. I think that Khedira is going to be that player that Arsenal are going to try and bring in, unless something goes wrong with that, you know, deal last minute, and it may run down to quite late in the transfer window, maybe even to the wire. But to me, I just get the feeling that Khedira is the player that Arsenal want to sort of round off everything. Yes, if Vermaelen goes, they might have to bring in a centre-back, but to me, it's all about Khedira. That's the player they want to bring in. Who do you think? What I want to find out, actually, is centre-backs, centre-halves. I keep saying centre-backs. Centre-halves. If Vermaelen goes, who are the best options out there to fill his position? Who do we get to come in to fill that position of Thomas Vermaelen? Because no matter what you think, he is a top player. He can come in, you know, and, you know, just fill those positions when Mertesacker or Koscielny drops out. So who should we get in that position who would come in and it wouldn't be a big drop in standard? Who out there? If you know any targets, put them in the comments, and I'll have a look at them tomorrow and see which ones are the best ones you guys have come up with. I may even make a video based off of the comments that you guys put as regarding centre-halves. Sorry once again about the comments. You know, we're speaking to Google, trying to find out. This past couple of days, we're not able to get comments. We're not able to get our titles up. I think it's just a Google, you know, these problems happen every now and again with Google Hangouts. It's a little snag that they're trying to fix behind the scenes. So we can't bring your comments up live, which I'm really sad about because I love reading your comments. But keep those comments coming in. We're going to go through them. I want to find out, centre-halves, who can we bring in to replace Thomas Vermaelen if and when he leaves? Thanks very much for watching Transfer Daily. Don't forget, we're going to be down at the Emirates Cup today, so come and see us for an interview after the game. Tell us what you think of Arsenal. Really looking forward to it. We might get to see Alexis Sanchez play today. Wenger saying yesterday that he should get a run out. We might get to see also Joel Campbell. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm looking forward to the Emirates Cup. I'm also doing an interview today, right, with BT Sports. BT Sport are going to be doing an interview with me. I will ask them about that ad, right? I will. I promise you, I'll ask them about that ad, right? So don't forget to come down and check us out today. We're going to be down there at the Emirates Stadium today for the Emirates Cup. Really, really looking forward to seeing Alexis Sanchez and Joel Campbell. A lot of people forget Joel Campbell's a bit like a new signing. As I said the other day, if we would have signed Joel Campbell, we'd all be getting excited now and saying, wow, Joel Campbell, he was brilliant in the World Cup. I really want to see him. To me, I really want to see what Joel Campbell can do. He looks a really exciting player. So I'll see you guys down there later if you're getting along to the Emirates. If not, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another Transfer Daily.